Hey, are you looking for free and natural ways to better control your appetite and increase your metabolism so that you can burn fat and maybe lose a little weight that do not include diet or exercise? Well, stop looking right now. I got 3 of them to do just that. If you're new here, I'm just a regular guy on the internet, finding and learning all kinds of unconventional things about optimizing my physical and mental health and well-being. So if you enjoy this content, it helps a ton if you like and subscribe so that others just like you can find this exhilarating information. All right, let's jump into this. 3 strange but true ways to lose weight without diet or exercise. 2 of these strange but true ways are things that I never would have thought about being linked to appetite or burning fat. The 3rd one is a slight curveball.
Big curveball!
So you have to stick around to the end to learn more about that one. Plus I got a 4th bonus one that I didn't even tell you about in the title. Getting some extra content. You should like this video. Smash it. Punch it with the like button. And the number 1 way is to get more sleep. I mean, this literally requires you to do nothing, but that doesn't mean that it's easy. We have more options than ever to be entertained or distracted at any hour on innumerable circadian rhythm busting screens. We have more access to things that cause us stress and anxiety, and access to unhealthy foods, all of which compound into massive negative impact on our ability to get good sleep. And here's the hard truth. Poor sleep is strongly linked to weight gain. People with short sleep durations, so essentially people who don't get enough sleep, tend to weigh significantly more than those who get an adequate amount of sleep. Now I should pause here to say that how much sleep you need differs from person to person. But generally speaking, short sleep durations are defined as anything less than 7 hours a night for adults. Matter of fact, in one extensive review study, children and adults with short sleep durations were 89 and 55% more likely to develop obesity. Poor sleep and weight gain are linked by numerous factors, including things like throwing off your hormones and not being motivated to exercise. This is super interesting. Let me just get situated here. It's so much harder to control your appetite when you're not getting enough sleep. And there are lots of biological reasons for this. Studies show that sleep-deprived individuals have a much bigger appetite and tend to eat more calories because sleep deprivation disrupts the daily fluctuations in appetite-regulating hormones. So when you don't get enough sleep, your body produces higher levels of ghrelin. And ghrelin is the hormone that stimulates appetite, so it's the thing that makes you want to eat. At the same time, lack of sleep reduces your levels of leptin. And leptin is the hormone that suppresses your appetite, or the thing that makes you feel full and not want to eat anymore. So not getting enough sleep inadvertently causes you to make more of what makes you feel hungry and less of what makes you feel full. So get some sleep, not right now. Finish this first. You're gonna learn a lot. Now, if you don't mind me. This took a bad turn, and I'm sorry. The number 2 strange but true way to lose weight without diet or exercise is to take cold showers. You have 2 types of fat in your body. The white or yellow fat is the stuff that sits under the skin, usually kind of around the waistline, under the chin here. And it is the fat that is associated with things like heart disease or obesity. And then there is brown fat, which is located in the upper neck, the shoulders, and chest. And your body uses brown fat to generate heat. And the way that brown fat generates heat is by burning calorie-loaded white fat. So how do cold showers come into this? Well, brown fat is activated by cold temperatures and stimulated by cold showers. So the idea is that the more you expose yourself to cold temperatures, the higher levels of brown fat you'll have and the lower levels of white fat you'll have, the better overall health you'll have. So you might remember Michael Phelps.
But Michael Phelps is gonna do it again. It's a reach for gold for Phelps. And Phelps says, let's hear it. Look who's back on top.
There are famous stories about when he would train, he would eat something like 10,000 plus calories a day. Now, part of the reason that he had to consume so many calories is because he was burning a lot of calories just from the aerobic exercise of swimming alone. But he was also swimming in really cold water. So typically, I think the pool was somewhere around 60 degrees. When you're in cold water like that, swimming or through a cold shower, your body is expending a ton of energy trying to keep you warm. And how does your body stay warm? By burning those calorie-loaded white fats. Taking 2 or 3 cold showers a week can increase your metabolism overall. Goodbye. Here it comes. Finally, the number 3 strange but true way to lose weight without diet or exercise. Wait for it. Intermittent fasting. This bowl is empty because I'm fasting. Now, hold it a hot second there, guy. You said this did not involve dieting. Is intermittent fasting a diet? Intermittent fasting is an eating pattern that cycles between periods of fasting and eating. It doesn't specify which foods you should eat, but rather when you should eat them. In this respect, it's not a diet in the conventional sense, but more accurately described as an eating pattern. So again, this is not about what you eat, but when you eat it. When you eat your body needs sugar to convert to energy so that you can get through your day. And this video. So convert your food into energy, and then whatever's left over, it stores as fat. That's the white fat that we talked about earlier. And then the next time you eat, the food that you are consuming at that moment, that gets turned into energy for that moment. So the fat reserve is still there, and if you don't use up all the energy that you just got from the food that you ate, it stores more fat on top of the old fat that was already sitting there. So where intermittent fasting comes in, it extends the time between eating. The idea is that after about 8 or 9 hours of not eating, your body typically starts to consume all of those leftover fat stores that it stored up from the last time that it ate. And that is how intermittent fasting burns fat and helps you lose weight without diet or exercise. I eat all of my calories for the day in a 4 to 6 hour window, and then I do not eat for anywhere between 16 to 20 hours. And I know what you're thinking, I'll be hungry, but that's actually really good for your cellular health. I did a different video on living like an anti-aging expert for 30 days, which is all about maximizing cellular health. You can find that here, probably. I also did a video on how running impacts cellular health, so you can see how those things work together, and you can watch that here. So another thing that intermittent fasting does is it enhances the body's naturally occurring hormones that facilitate weight loss. And the way that it does this is it lowers your insulin levels, it raises your HGH levels, or human growth hormone, and it increases your norepinephrine. And all of those things increase the breakdown of body fat and help facilitate it being turned into energy. And because of this, intermittent fasting actually increases your metabolic rate, which helps you burn even more calories. And according to one study, intermittent fasting can cause a weight loss of 3 to 8% in a 24-week span. And participants from that same study lost between 4 and 7% of their overall waist circumference, which basically means that they lost a lot of visceral fat. And visceral fat is just a harmful fat often found in the abdominal cavity that is linked to a lot of diseases. All right, that about wraps it up now. I do think it's important to say each of your sleep cycles, what you need from a nutrition and exercise standpoint, when you need to eat, all of those things are highly dependent on you. So none of these things, of course, are a one-size-fits-all. If you are looking to increase your metabolism, have better control over your appetite, burn fat, lose weight, gain muscle, of course, these things are super helpful supplements to living an overall healthier lifestyle. Also, as I mentioned, none of these things are super easy to do, but I actually think that that's kind of a bonus feature of these 3 supplements. Being uncomfortable can boost your confidence, it can spark creativity, it can make you more apt and likely to do other things that are really hard. So got a big project coming up, got a tough test coming up, those things will incrementally start to seem smaller in comparison to doing these kind of difficult physical and mental challenges every day. So I definitely recommend them for that reason. So that's it. Get better sleep. Take some cold showers. Not while you're sleeping though. That would be silly. And intermittent fast. Would love to hear any additional strange but true ways to lose weight and burn fat in the comments, or tell me your stories about doing any of these 3 things. Would love to hear about that.